Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sleepover. I'm your host, Charlie, and today we are we are joined by Kayce, who is co-hosting with us. So everybody pray for Riverside.
Really hard, really hard. We're gonna manifest this working.
I know. Speaking of manifesting, I've been seeing all kinds of videos all over the internet that today is some kind of like magical manifesting day. Did you see that?
No, but I also haven't really been on the internet today, so
That's true. You actually have had a pretty busy 24 hours.
I'm so tired.
What time did you go to sleep?
We were home at 10:30 last night.
Oh,
So it
that's not
wasn't
bad.
bad. No, but we hadn't eaten, so we ate dinner. We got in bed at midnight. I was asleep by 12:30.
That's not bad.
No, and then I got up early today because I hung out with Sarah. We went and walked around campus and drank coffee and talked for 4.5 hours.
Aw, yay.
So, yeah, and then took a nap, and now I'm here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
But you also just had a birth that
Yes.
you witnessed yesterday.
Yes. Like we were supposed to record yesterday, and yeah, like who goes into labor on their due date? Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, we should look at that statistic. I feel like it's out there somewhere.
It's like 5%, but I really don't believe that. I think it's lower. I've never seen
how many until yesterday. I don't remember any other of your clients that I remember it happening whenever I was working with you.
I've never had it on their due date, like ever, except for like yesterday. So
yeah, well, there it is.
Yeah. So she texted me. Well, she had been in like early labor-ish, and I was like, just let me know when you need me. But she didn't say anything, and all of a sudden she texts. She's like, my water broke, and I was like, do you want us, Jesus? Nah. And then 3 minutes later, oh, that's my mucus plug, and sends me a picture of a bloody glob of mucus, and I was like, and she's like, maybe you should come over, and I was like, maybe we should come over.
Maybe we should come over.
Yeah. So, yeah, she did. We weren't there for very long before she had the baby.
And you just announced on your social media that you're taking a break.
I am. Yeah.
What's happening on your break?
So we're doing. My friend and I are doing a skills week in California. Most likely in February is what we're looking at right now. And then we are. And then my other friend Sarah, Kirsten, and I are all bringing Sarita and Rowan Bailey out to Utah in May for a week for a physiologic birth retreat.
Nice.
So we're doing all those. But my last client officially is in January, but I may have one in February. I met with her before I posted on my break. And then I'm not taking anyone due before the beginning of September. So it's going to be a long
big plans, and you're going to come to Arkansas, and we're going to go to a concert. And then you're going to fall in love and stay here.
Yeah, let's go with that. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
It's going to be really nice being off call.
Yeah, I bet.
I haven't had a break since 2019.
Which honestly feels like 3 days ago and also 50 years ago.
Right? Like, it really isn't that long. And then you think about it and you're like, that's a really long time.
Yeah.
Like, 5.5 years where I basically had to stay here.
Well, I mean, you've had small breaks from on call, a few weeks or something, but not extended time.
No, I think the longest I've gone is 6 weeks off call.
Yeah.
Which is great, but it's not enough to actually rest.
Yeah.
Because you're still thinking about your next client. So,
yeah.
And then when I'm not on call with my clients, I'm there for my clients. So, I feel breaky.
Yeah. Well, you need extra time.
I need extra time. Yeah. And I've got projects in the works that need me to not be on call. So, it's going to be good. I'm excited. Yeah.
Projects being that you're going to move to Arkansas.
Okay.
It was funny when I was at, so I had visited my dad in Colorado, recently. It was basically a layover. We landed and then like 18 hours later got on a plane. And so my dad threw a party for us while we were at his house, and I was like, "You're gonna move to Arkansas, right?" And I was just like talking to people about how moving to Arkansas. And then after the party was done, my dad, there was like 3 of my cousins left there, and my dad was like, "Well, um, it was a good party, I think." And then my one cousin was like, "Yeah, she kept trying to convince us to move to Arkansas." My dad was like, "Yeah, she does that."
She does that to everyone. You're not.
I just want everyone to live where I live. I wish that I could like have all of my people in the same place, which is why I'm trying to start a cult.
I mean, it's fair, and your cult would probably be way better than any other cult. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet.
No, not at all. It
Yeah.
would be fun. That's what I'm saying. I could talk anybody into it. It'll be great.
One day, someone is going to take you up on this, and you're going to be like, but then you'll be so happy you won't even care. So, and then everyone else will get a reprieve. So, who's the first one that's going to take you up on this?
I don't know, man. We'll
Someone's
see.
going to get there.
I just keep putting it out in the air, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll happen. You'll manifest this for someone.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, I think I was gonna manifest today. I was like thinking about just like the book, and I like wanna like I feel so blocked and like scared and intimidated to do it. So
yeah,
just like manifesting that it's gonna get on a path to get there.
It will. Like, it's scary putting yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be awesome, but I
Yeah,
get it.
I agree. And I mean, I don't know. It's also busy season, so it's about to slow down here pretty soon, and I'll get way more free time than I had in the last few months. So
That's true. Yeah, get through the craziness, and then you'll have time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It'll
for
work
sure.
out. Yeah, it's gonna be rad.
So what else have you been up to besides like being at births?
I had 3 clients in July, so this was my last one, and I'm never doing that again. That was awful. I love them all dearly. Well, like one was beginning of August, but it counted as July.
Yeah.
So like it was awesome, but that
holiday babies, man.
I know. I was actually talking to someone yesterday. Who was I talking to? Oh gosh, who was I with yesterday?
Your client.
Who were we with before then? Oh my god, I was with someone before then, and I don't remember who. Whatever. Anyway, we were talking about
You're not that old, Kayce.
No, I'm like, I did something before the birth because I wasn't here. Oh, duh! It was my tattoo. I'm fine. It's fine. Anyway, so it was a traumatic 24 hours. My brain is broken. I don't recover from births as quickly as I used to, so it takes a couple days for my brain to come back online. But it was the tattoo artist and her apprentice were there, so they were talking to me about being a midwife and like when's the busiest time people have a baby, and I was like July and September and November. And they're like, that's weird. Why? And I was like, winter is boring.
Yeah. You can't go outside.
And like November is Valentine's Day. So like a lot of babies in November, but like July and September, it's because no one wants to be outside. So they're going to do other things and they're going to have a baby. Yeah. Like it's a thing. And so all of them, they were kind of shocked. I was like, yeah, you'll notice. Not many babies. There's babies born in the winter, but like it's more often that they're born in the summer.
Yep, for sure.
So yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And then in between my 3 clients, I revised my prenatal book. So it's a book I give all my clients. And it was 96 pages of information, and now it's 150. And it's even better than it was before. Like I'm super proud of it. So I finished all that and got the print copies today. And I'm like, I keep like wanting to look at it, be like, this is a real thing.
Yeah, like when you buy a new car and you just like keep going outside to look at it.
You just want to like stare at it because it's so pretty. You want like an excuse to use it, but there isn't really an excuse to use it. So yeah, I spent June and July and like the little beginning of August finishing it up. It
I
was
feel
a
like
lot.
it has been such a busy summer and, like, I don't know, the universe keeps putting things in my path that's like, "Okay, you can fit this into your schedule, and it's
Yeah,
another thing that you could do." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it."
yeah,
Is that the same for you?
pretty much. Yeah, yeah. We like it's my family reunion this Saturday, and I don't know if I want to go. I still haven't decided. Because it's just like my dad and his siblings and cousins and stuff. So it's like no one my age.
Mhm.
But it's fun seeing all of them. But also, I don't know if I want to get in the car. And I haven't been home for like 6 weeks. So, uh, and then we're fixing up my grandma's house Labor Day weekend. So we'll be gone then. And then the weekend after that, I'm seeing Creed and then doing a skills day the day after that.
You are
Look
not
forward.
seeing Creed.
I'm seeing Creed. I'm so excited.
With arms wide open.
You have no idea how excited I am about this. I'm gonna die. Like, I'm so excited. So,
Oh, man. My whole feed is, like, full of, like, people heckling Creed.
oh, dude, it's constant. They get like way more hate than even Nickelback, which is crazy.
I know. Which
Crazy.
Nickelback, I don't understand. I got in my friend's car the other day and she was playing Nickelback and she was like, "I'm gonna start this song over it. I hope you don't mind." And I was like, I don't know why everybody hates Nickelback. Maybe this is gonna like put me in internet jail or something. And I don't know why everyone hates them. Like secretly, I
No,
feel like everyone loves them. Like I don't know anybody who actually truly hates them. It's just the internet.
I know two people that truly hate them, and it's only because Nickelback is from the city where they live. So they were big in that city like 4 years before they got big nationwide, and so they were over them before they got big and got like played on the like radio even more than they already were. So like I get that. If the band is from where you are and you've heard that song for 4 years before it was in the top 100, I'd
Hmm.
probably want to like poke my eye out. So it makes sense. But at the same
Hmm.
time, Nickelback is the bomb.
Well,
So
we should start a petition and see how many people sign it and be like, do you actually hate Nickelback? If you do not hate Nickelback, sign this petition and see if they will make new music. Maybe they are making new music
they
and I
are
just
making new
haven't checked
music.
it.
They made their new album came out last year.
I haven't listened to it. Is it good?
Pretty good. It's yeah, it was last year. It was the year before. Yeah, it was San Quentin. It's a good song.
Hmm.
But it's a whole album. It's pretty much the same vibe as their old stuff.
I mean,
So
you can't go wrong.
yeah,
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix about them?
No, there's a
Yeah.
documentary on them.
Yes, it's like Nickelback to hate or love or something. Um, I was like randomly. Oh, it was when my kids were gone. The end of June. I was like looking for something to watch that Glade wouldn't be mad at me about. Um, well, like here's like if I watch things, I'll be like, oh, Glade would love this, and so then I have to like not watch it. This is the
Hmm.
problem with having a friend that's your child. Um,
Hmm.
so I ended up watching other things, but Hate to Love Nickelback is what it's called.
Hate to love Nickelback.
Hate to Love Nickelback. Yeah, it's like 90. It's an hour and a half of. I haven't watched
Dang.
it, but it's got like a rant from Deadpool on it about why Nickelback is awesome. So
Okay.
like that, he's talking to Fred Savage, which is why is Fred Savage still a thing? Anyway, um, like that dude is the worst. I don't understand why people are still doing stuff with him, but yeah, then it looks pretty cool because it actually talks about their music, and I think it actually talks about why people hate them. But I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I thought you said you did watch it.
I watched like the trailer and the first few minutes, and I was like, "Dang, Glade don't want to watch this with me." So then I
Ah,
turned off.
I
Have we
see.
watched it since she came back? Absolutely not. I haven't been.
Well, then you could have watched it and then watched it again in this amount of
No,
time.
that's true. But then, how would I watch Baby J over and over and over again? So
What is Baby J?
you don't know what Baby J is? Okay, it's
No.
John Mulaney. He's a comedian. He used to. Um, he was on Saturday Night Live,
Mhm.
but it's his old stuff is when he was high on cocaine.
Mhm.
So like you can really tell that he doesn't ever stop moving, and he's like wicked skinny and he's crazy. And the new one is called Baby J. It's on Netflix, and it's him post rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the funniest comedy sketches I've ever seen in my life because it is so real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's this like this fifth grader in the crowd. I can't remember how exactly old he is, and you can see like John looks up and he sees this child in the crowd, and he's like, "Oh no," because he's not high on cocaine anymore, so he like knows what's happening in the world, and he like talks to this fifth grader about like his sketch, and he's like, "Oh, okay, it'll be fine." And every time he makes like a more racy joke, he looks up there. Just it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But it's about rehab and his intervention and life after that, and it's really funny. It's worth it. And like
Okay.
how he got into drugs when he was like 8, which is crazy. He was alcohol when he was 8, and then he was doing marijuana when he was 10 or 11, and then harder stuff as it went. But yeah, it's really funny. So we watched it a lot.
Okay.
You should watch it. Everybody should watch Baby J. It's really good.
All right. Well, got 2 things on the list to watch.
Yeah, Nickelback, Baby J. We've covered everything. We're good now.
We're good now. We were just watching. I don't even know what it was on, but it was like I think it might have been on Prime. I don't know. I was like going to the bathroom and then I came in the other room and Colton had turned it on, which Colton you would not expect him to turn this movie on, but it was called The Other Zoe.
Interesting.
Watch it. It's like a Hallmark movie, but like a little bit better.
Why would Colton even turn this on?
I don't know, but it was like about like this girl who was in college and this guy gets amnesia and forgets that she's not his girlfriend.
What?
And then she goes on a ski trip with their family.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know why he turned it on, but now I'm compelled by it and I didn't get to finish it. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, you need to know.
Fall in love. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to know, Charlie. You can't just let us.
I don't know if they fall in love or not. I'm like mid movie, and Cole's like, "Don't you have to go record your podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Did he pause it at least?
Yeah, he wasn't going to though.
Yeah. Well, I know what we're watching this weekend.
The Other Zoe. I mean, I'm halfway through so far. I'm like, wow, this is really bad, but I mean, I'm watching it. So
I mean, I've watched some really bad stuff simply because it's available, and also it's interesting enough for you to keep watching. Like you're invested, even though it's terrible.
Yeah.
Everything on Hallmark.
Yep.
Yes. And Lifetime. Lifetime. Yeah.
I forgot about Lifetime.
What
happened to them?
It's still there. I don't know. Lifetime isn't on Peacock, so don't really care that it exists.
Have you been watching the Olympics?
Every day it's been on. We have 3 TVs set up in my living room. Are you kidding me?
Why do you have 3 TVs with the Olympics on?
Because there's different stuff to watch.
It seems really overstimulating.
No, it's absolutely not, Charlie. Like, you need to have swimming and gymnastics and rugby. So
what?
Yeah, that's like the first week. No, absolutely not. It was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
From the second we woke up until we went to bed at night, the Olympics were on at least 2 TVs.
Kayce, what? Who likes the Olympics that much?
Me.
Why?
Me. The Olympics are so good. Like, the athletes like love each other so much, and for some reason America is like besties with Italy, and I still haven't figured that out. But those like the male gymnasts were like constantly hanging out with Italy, and I need to know the backstory there, and some like the women too. Like, I don't know what it was, but they were all besties, so I had to watch it. And then like, okay, swimmers, right?
Okay.
That's it. That's the sentence. So like you get a lot of swimmers, and then rugby is just huge people destroying each other, and it makes me miss hockey, but rugby, I'll allow it. And track and field is super cool. I'm not as big into track and field though, so we haven't had it on as much. We only have it on 1 TV now, not 3.
Okay. That seems a lot more manageable.
We had rock climbing on yesterday. And Glade and I, my oldest, are like very into the medal count. So like we have the app on our phones.
Who's leading?
America, finally, as it should be. Like China is just behind us in gold medals though.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were beating us for a while, but they're not great at track and field, so we were gonna pull ahead.
Let's see, what did I watch of the Olympics? We watched a lot of women's gymnastics. Like not all of it, but like every time we would turn it on, like the only thing we're doing is going on Peacock and then just saying like watch live or whatever. It's like whatever's on at that time is the thing that we're watching.
Yeah.
Last night we were watching like men's diving.
We actually got up at 3 a.m. to watch Tom Daley dive in the men's synchronized swimming. How do you not know the name Tom Daley? How are you my friend and you don't know the name Tom Daley?
I don't know. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden.
Okay, him and his husband are adorable and their sons are so cute, but he has been in 5 times he's been in the Olympics and he's gotten 3 bronze, he got gold in Tokyo, and he got silver this time. He's synchronized diving this time. But he was one of the very first out Olympians. So, like, pretty big deal. And he started when he was 14 years old. So he's 31 now. And it's probably his last Olympics, which makes me really sad because he's so good. But he's a knitter. He's the one that knits.
Oh, yeah. I've seen memes of the knitting guy. I know, at least know that. I am a person on the internet.
That's Tom Daley. So yeah, we like set alarms to get up at 3 a.m. so that we could watch him dive live because I didn't want a replay and I didn't want it to be spoiled. So diving school.
Well, that is dedicated, way more dedicated than I would be. If you were going to be an Olympian, what sport would you be an Olympian in?
Overthinking is what Glade just said.
No, not like an actual sport. Like pick which one you would want to do.
I played tennis for a long time.
I know, but like because you like tennis, like the one I'm picking is not one that I've ever done in my life.
What would you pick?
Synchronized swimming.
Okay, it looks ridiculous, but I could see you crush it. Like, yeah, that's like
I have no idea. I have no idea what I like. I've never even tried it in my life, but I'm like, that's the one I think I would want to do.
I like it. Like, yeah, I can't swim very well, so all of that.
But that's not the point.
I know, but water scares me.
Okay.
So honestly, it would probably just be tennis or volleyball because I love them.
Volleyball.
I was a long distance runner in track too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know, but this doesn't have to be an actual skill you have.
I know, but none of the other ones.
It can just be skateboarding or breakdancing or handball.
Do you see the children that are skateboarding right now? The people winning are like 12. 14.
Yeah.
There's that 51-year-old English guy who's out there with like the British team. They're all 14 and 13 and like young. And he's like this 51-year-old dad skateboarding with all these children. I thought it was adorable.
Yeah. Or the old shooting guy who doesn't have any skills that's like famous on the internet now.
I love that guy. I have a character for D&D based on him. I need to make his partner's character.
He's literally been famous for 2 seconds and you already have a D&D character?
Dude, you are not in the places of the internet that I am. Because that came out the day after he won the silver medal.
Yeah, so. I know, but that's been 2 seconds ago. Like the Olympics have been on for like a week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been awesome. I don't know. So now I'm like thinking, what sport would I do? I really don't know. I know speed climbing looks fun. You watch the climbers?
I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. That seems like it's unhuman.
Right? He just like Spider-Man up there. He's got to be a superhero mutant. He has to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was watching this video this morning and it was like 1924, the track and field Olympics. This is what they did to train. This is what their shoes look like. This is what their track looked like. And it's like, and then it's 2024. This is what their training looks like. And they like compare both side by side. And then it's like, and this is their time. And this is their time. And it wasn't even 1 second.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy. Like, I don't understand. like all these people breaking the world records and Olympic records and stuff. Like, how do we get
Mhm.
faster? Which blows my mind.
Mhm.
But then it's also weird when the people that break the record in qualifying don't even place in the final. Like, how does
Mhm.
that work?
Well, your head's in a different place, I guess.
I guess you're like, oh, I don't even need to run. I'm officially etched in history already. It's fine.
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
don't worry.
we watched men's track for a qualifier, I think.
Uh huh.
And then like I was looking at it and it was like 4 of the first 5 guys all were in the same exact second.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah, it's because they end up going more decimal points.
yeah, I know, but I'm just like, it's all just 1 second. Like, how did they keep track of the decimal points of seconds and like the before we had like cameras
Right.
that are as efficient? Like, did they go develop the film and then find out who won
Later.
later? Like
So
how
you have to
what?
wait 6 years.
Yeah, like how did they do that? If it's like we were counting down to the like decimal of seconds back then.
Yeah. I don't know. But I also like I feel like it was a less of a big deal back in like the day as well. So there were less people competing.
I know, but they
So
had their time down to like
no.
the millisecond. There's like it's like not even 1 second that the guy is faster than the guy from 1924. I'm like, how did they keep track down to the millisecond?
I mean, like we've had like fancy watches for a long time.
Well, yeah, we've had fancy watches for a long time, but we haven't had like how do you know that that person was accurate if we didn't have like a photo of whose foot crossed the line at the right time?
Maybe it was like unofficial results, and then the photo was developed, and that became the official result.
I don't know. I
Well,
feel
now you're
like
gonna make me research this. Freaking Charli.
you love the Olympics and you should be the person that knows this. I don't know
Uh,
this.
I love the Olympics because it is ridiculously fun to watch, and it gives me something to do for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So, and I get to judge them.
Mhm.
So, like, and like growing up, that was like my family's thing was the Olympics, and so we watched all the stuff. And my mom is incredibly judgmental of the divers, so it was really fun watching it with her.
The cool thing that I like is like gymnastics. Like I feel like if you look at gymnastics from 100 years ago, it's like you skipped across the beam. And now it's
Yeah,
like you're doing backflips on the beam.
yeah. And you got like Simone Biles doing double pikes off the vault. Like that can't be normal. The body shouldn't do that, right?
I don't know. I've never been a gymnast in my life.
Did
I
you watch
really
Pommel Horse Guy?
huh?
Did you watch Pommel Horse Guy, Steve?
Oh, I've just seen the clips on the internet. I didn't actually watch him do it.
It's
So he's
crazy.
blind
His arm,
apparently.
yeah, he's cross-eyed and can't see, but his arm goes backwards. Like you should watch his wrists. It's disgusting.
Ew, that
We
sounds
watched it a lot.
nasty.
It's
I don't
really
think I
crazy.
would
He
like
does it on
that.
one side and then he does it with the other one. And my my waifu was like, "Yeah, he's got hypermobility. That's what that's all about." And I was like, "Man, way to ruin the magic."
Yeah. I did see something like 40%. I saw a statistic. I don't know. It was on the internet. You never know if it's real. But like 40% of the women Olympians have PCOS
I'm like, it would make sense.
because it has excess uh, testosterone. Like
I mean, like,
as one of the symptoms of PCOS. So I think it like might help you athletically.
I mean, it would like kind of make sense too. Like you're working out all the time and everything else. Like it's gonna mess with your hormones.
But it also lends to say it like everyone's like, if you have PCOS, you should just like work out more. Um, and it'll go away. Except
Will
for
it?
I don't know. I feel like that's what every PCOS person's like. Watch your food and diet, and be like, these people are athletes at an Olympic level, and they still have PCOS. They're definitely watching their diet and their exercise.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
if
don't.
you need a fitter person on the planet, you can't look far. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking that we should maybe uh like if 40% of the Olympians, so that's like almost half, and that I would say that is a demographic of people that are very aware of their exercise and eating habits. Like maybe that shouldn't be everybody's number one like suggestion once you have PCOS.
right? Yeah. Now I'm like wanting to dive into that too. You're just ruining my life at this point.
I'm sorry. You don't have to be my friend. I just like to have interesting conversations.
No, I will find the answers for you. We'll do this for you. I've got nothing
Okay.
else to do in my life now, so it works.
Um, well, Kristen, I this is like I don't have all the information yet, but like a few episodes ago, it was called Nipple Volcanoes.
Yes,
Did you listen to that one?
I did.
And so it was like halfway through the middle, like we were talking about volcanoes that look like nipples in Utah. And Caitlin was like, "Why does it do that?" And I was like, "I don't know. Kristen, tell me how that does that." Well, Kristen called me, and I like had to get off the phone. She was going to tell me how it worked, and then I had to get off the phone, so she couldn't.
So you
But
still don't
then
have an answer?
I still don't have the answer. But Kristen has listened to that episode, and she is going to give me the description at some point of
Okay.
how and why nipple volcanoes exist, unless
So
you know the answer to that.
I do not. See, she needs to be a guest on here so that way we all get the answer to nipple volcanoes
Yeah,
from the
you're right.
source.
I should get her to come on. I actually do need to have a guest on soon. I think it's like next week.
Yeah, you should do it.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mystery needs to be solved.
Nipple volcanoes part 2. Yeah.
Nipple volcanoes part 2. Well, even like recently, like I was talking to someone, they're like, "What have you been up to?" I was like, "Well, I work and I got a podcast, and that's like my life. I do a lot more than that." But and they were like, "Oh, really?" And they were like, "Let me go look at your podcast. I haven't looked in a while." And they're like, "What the heck is nipple volcanoes?" I was like, "I guess you're just gonna have to listen to find out."
You are. That's what it's going to come down to.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I can't ruin it for you.
Kayce has to deal with very different nipple volcanoes
A little bit.
in her line
Yeah.
of work.
Yep. It's the less explosive. That's not true. It's explosive kind of sometimes too. So less hot, destructive.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. That'll work better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I saw that you recently also did like a photo shoot for lactation.
Yeah, it was World Breastfeeding Week.
Jealous.
Yeah, World Breastfeeding Week. Me and Karina took pictures. And Ruth helped set everything up for us. So Ruth and I actually saw each other like 3 times last week at things because Ruth is our local lactation person here. But she does private breastfeeding classes for my clients. And so Wednesday we did that. And Thursday we did the breastfeeding photo shoot. So we had 5 people come and nurse their babies, and I took pictures, and I actually need to edit those more and finish that to get them to them. But
I'm sorry, I just keep ruining your life.
You do. I need to do that anyway. I just haven't been home. So that, and then Friday, I did a postpartum visit for one of the other midwives clients. I did her newborn screens, and Ruth was there at the same time doing breastfeeding checkup. So we just went together and then hung out. So we hung out a lot last week. It was a lot. It was awesome.
Nice. I feel like that's such a creative idea to do a breastfeeding photo shoot. Like,
it was awesome
because I feel like a lot of people like want to capture that journey for themselves, but are so busy in that phase of life that it's hard to remember to do something like that.
It is. We did it a couple times before. So in 2020 and 2021, we did them at the park. And the park where we do our photos, we were there with all the birth workers. And Ruth and I are like, where are we supposed to do our breastfeeding photos? They tore it down. And so Karina
they tore down that park?
Well, so the part where we did the breastfeeding photos, where we like would be in the grass and stuff by West Canyon Park.
Mm-hmm.
So like the big area, it's torn up, yeah, because they're putting in an all abilities park
Oh, okay.
with like a water park and stuff too. Like it's gonna be cool, but like they got rid of like my favorite place, like where the volleyball court was. That's all gone.
Aw, that's sad. I like that place. It's a really good place to go hammocking.
Yeah, like it's only like there, so all the trees and stuff over to the left are still there and available, but
Mhm.
they got rid of the big open space.
One time I went to that park to go hammocking just because I, like, wanted to, like, be away from everyone, and so I, like, picked the furthest place away from everyone so that I could be alone. And then somebody came and set up a hammock, like, somewhat near me, and I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And then an entire busload of children got dropped off at the park, which is fine. I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever. I will just, like, lay in my hammock." And I had gone to get Jimmy John's beforehand because I was like, I'm gonna lay in my hammock and eat my Jimmy John sandwich and just hopefully none of them will come over here. Wow. This girl comes up to my hammock and she just like pulls down the hammock. She's like 5 years old, 7 years old, something like that. And pulls down the hammock and is like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Eating a sandwich." And then she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she, like, walks away. And then she comes back and she pulls down the thing again. She's like, "Hi, what are you doing?" I was like, "Sitting in my hammock." And she goes, "Can I have a turn?" And I was like, "No, go back to your class. I'm just trying to eat my sandwich and lay in my hammock." And so she was like and I was like, "Where is your teacher?" Like, I could be anyone. Like, don't
Yeah,
like and then after I told her no, she just stood there and stared at me. And I'm like, why are we not like teaching kids that like I get sharing is good or whatever, but like when someone says no, I'm not sharing with you, like teach them what to do.
right? That's weird.
Mhm.
That's really weird.
It's super
I
weird.
don't know. Like people that take their kids to that park kind of just let them go feral. I've
Mhm,
I've
and I
decided.
think that's a good thing. I think kids should be in
It is.
nature figuring themselves out, but also, like, if you're going to teach your kid take your kids to a place like that, like, teach them how to interact with strangers, which is
Yeah.
fine. Interact with strangers if you want, but, like, be like, give them skills before you set them free.
Yes. Agreed.
I don't know.
That's
I'm not
weird.
a parent. I probably shouldn't comment on it, but as a person who was a stranger, I was like, "I could, like, snatch you right now. Where's your person?"
Yeah. No, and like I'm a free range parent too. Like my kids are feral 24/7. And even I would be like, don't bug people that are you don't know. Like you
Mhm.
bug other people's children, but you don't bug adults you don't know. It's not a
Mhm.
thing. No,
Yeah.
no. That's weird.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm not a parent. Maybe I shouldn't comment on it, but I was like, "Who are you, child, and where is your person?"
Where is your adult? Should not be bugging me.
I feel like sometimes I'm like, "Who are you?" to myself and where is your adult? And then I realize I am my adult.
The adult. I
It's
need an
me.
adultier adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Turkish shooter guy. He'd be a good adult, I think.
You think so? I don't know anything about him except for he shoots things without any uh extra gear and
Dude,
wins.
he started shooting because his ex-wife said he couldn't do it.
Hmm.
Like he did this out of spite and I love that for him. Like
What else do we know about him?
he wanted his dog back and he wanted to
Hmm.
do something cool so his kids would want to hang out with him.
Hmm. Okay.
Now he has a silver medal in the
Where
Olympics.
are your sources on these people and their lives?
The internet. You need to be on the internet I'm on. It's a beautiful place.
I am on the internet. Oh my gosh. So for part of my job I manage teenagers and they have to deal with the public sometimes. And yesterday I was like checking in on them and this teenager employee that I have walked in and they were wearing a Hawk Tua shirt
No, they were not.
They were. And one of their peers was like, I know you did not wear that shirt to work. And I was like, yeah, don't wear that shirt again. That's not appropriate for work. And she was like, I was hoping, like, how do you even know what that is? I was like, I am a human on the internet. I know what that is. You cannot wear that shirt to work.
Oh, like and like the Hawk Tuah stuff is getting more popular now because she was like a big Edmonton Oilers fan and they were in the hockey finals, and so like it's gotten big on the internet again. So like even older people know who this is now if they didn't know before.
Yeah, I don't know, but I was just like, you guys are teenagers, but I am a human being on the internet. I do see some things like, and I know that that's not appropriate.
Not even a little bit. No. Oh wow. That's a wild world. No thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no thanks. No thanks.
Glade in the background. Where did you ask her where she got it?
No. No, Glade no places. No, she's talking about her best friend. Or yeah, her best friend. They have a Subway shirt.
And so everyone asks them if they work at Subway.
Yeah, so everyone, like, it's an actual Subway shirt, like what they wear at Subway when they work. So everyone's like, do you work at Subway? Where did you get that? And you're like, good Lord. Have you ever been to, like, any store that also PI exists?
I still have a Del Taco hat from when I worked at Del Taco, and I wear it sometimes.
That's nice.
They took it out of my check for my uniform. I'm gonna keep it.
No, absolutely. Wait, you had to pay for your uniform?
Yeah. They made me pay for my uniform.
Man, and I know you're a little younger than me, but like that's McDonald's didn't make me pay for my uniform.
Maybe McDonald's is just bougier than Del Taco.
Maybe. Or maybe I just didn't know. I don't know.
They like straight up take it out of your check. You don't have a choice.
Dude, yeah, I would keep it then. You paid for it.
Yeah.
Not a rental fee. No, that's nuts. Did they? No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So I gave the shirt to the thrift store, but I did keep the hat because I was like, I'll actually wear this hat eventually.
Yeah, it's a good memory. Yeah. Man, I should have kept my stuff. I didn't pay for it, so I couldn't keep it. Lame.
Well, I mean, I guess there's pros and cons to everything.
Apparently. Whatever.
That's funny. Okay, I think that's a pretty good spot to pause unless you feel like you missed out on talking something that we didn't get to talk on. I'm very scared about this part. I think that's why I'm like nervous about it. I'm like, I'm gonna push pause and it's just gonna die again. So I'm like, please.
I'm not touching anything. I'm not gonna touch a thing.
Well, I do have to finish the other Zoe. I have to find out what happens.
You do have to find out, and you have to let me know. Okay, and I need to figure out what Olympics were on today because I was gone most of the day.
Yes.
Oh no. I know the 200 finished. I have breakdancing started. The U.S. women are in the semifinals for basketball, and the U.S. men are going to the gold in basketball. But I don't really give a crap about LeBron, so what ifs. See, that's like the one thing I will not watch. I will not watch basketball.
It's like my favorite thing to watch.
See, I just can't do it, and I don't like the fact that professionals are in this. It bugs me. Like, Olympics are supposed to be amateurs, like people that train for this but aren't like paid $75 million a year for this sport.
I think Simone Biles is kind of a professional.
Oh, at this point, for sure. But like, she's not like paid by the NBA.
She's got a lot of brand deals.
And that's part of it too. Like, where do you draw the line between professional and amateur? I don't know. I just don't like, if I can watch them in the NBA, I don't want them in. But like, this is a double-edged sword though, because I am super stoked for the NHL to be back in the Winter Olympics. So like, all the people I watch in hockey are going to the Olympics, and I'm like, heck yeah, I get to watch Sidney Crosby.
I like it because I'm like, well, they're used to playing on the world stage, so they're gonna dominate every single time. If
Like,
they
it's
don't dominate, that's a problem.
yes, that is the problem right there. If you weren't winning, what are you doing? And now I get to make fun of you. So yeah, but I don't follow basketball anymore either, so that might be part of the problem too.
Yeah.
My brother is probably, if he doesn't listen to this, but I'm pretty sure he's got like full body chills knowing I don't care about basketball. My grandma is rolling in her grave. So
sorry, Kayce's grandma and brother.
My
gonna
grandma,
be okay.
My grandma was so crazy that, like, if the Jazz were playing, she was home. It did not matter if there was an important event, like a wedding. Like, you had to have it over by the time the Jazz played, or she was out of there and home in her recliner watching the game. Like, so maybe I'm like, I don't know, basketball's boring, whatever. I don't know. If you don't have knife shoes on, I don't care.
Well, on that note,
yeah,
we will have a like, share. Thank you so much for listening. Like, share, follow. Kayce's at Moontree with Midwifery, and then I'm at Sleepover Pod. You guys know that already. And have a great day watching Knife Shoes.
Yes.
Okay, Kayce, don't touch anything.
Touch anything.
Everyone say a prayer. 3, 2, 1, go.